Sugarcane is a crop that becomes increasingly difficult to access in the field as it grows. Remote sensing is one way to obtain information about a paddock when field access is limited. Images taken from satellites or aircraft can show how crop health varies throughout a paddock, farm, or region, and when analyzed in GIS software, they can provide a wealth of information to growers, millers, and others. Dr. Andrew Robson is an SRA-funded researcher looking at remote sensing applications for the sugar industry. Dr. Robson completed a project in 2013 using remote sensing to identify crop variability and to predict yields for the Burdekin, Herbert, and Bundaberg regions. Gavin Lurch from Bundaberg Sugar is going to tell us how this imagery is being used by the mill and their growers.
Bundaberg Sugar has been using the imagery for about 4 years from Andrew Robson, and we found it a very useful tool to confirm the estimate that the growers provide. Out of the last 4 years, 3 of those years have had an accuracy of 5% or better. This information is very useful for the mill to be able to plan the season that is ahead. We can plan the length of the season, the start time and the finish time, and has been very useful in this district, particularly with the floods that we had last year. And this year we're looking at some very droughted paddocks, so we can locate, we can identify some of the very poor blocks as well. We have received a copy of the image, and we use that behind our farm maps that we provide to the growers. It's useful for the growers because they can look at individual blocks and the variation within those blocks. Many growers find that very interesting and a useful tool for their farm management. The harvester operators can also look at the blocks and see the variation in the blocks, and this helps with the planning of their harvester operations. This is an example of an individual farm which we provide to growers. It shows the variation between different varieties within a block. It shows the variation between the poor areas of the soil within the block, and is a useful tool for the grower to make decisions about their farm. The light blue areas are showing an average yield, and the darker blue is increasing in yield up to the purple and pink in colour, which is a very high yield. It's quite easy to see the plant crops that produce a very high yield are highlighted in purple and pink. So yeah, we find it very helpful, very useful, and yeah, we hope that this project can continue.
Dr. Robson continues to build on this work in a new SRA-funded project. This project will refine the yield forecasting models and also include additional mill areas. The project also examines the use of imagery to measure canopy nitrogen status and as a tool to screen research and breeding trials. For more information about this project, email Andrew Robson or visit the SRA website.